that's the cheapest gas so far. Well, it's about 10 past 5. Jackson, Wyoming's about 13 miles away, so as you can see the landscape has changed quite dramatically since a couple of hours ago. I was in more sort of southern Wyoming where it was very arid and rocky, the stuff of western movies. It's about 5:30 and I've reached Jackson Hole. It's a real cool looking town, quite a touristy looking place. It's obviously a big ski sort of resort, a bit like Queenstown with a western feel. Just trying to decide whether to move on or stay here the night. Jackson's Hole. Better get up. You can get up to Yellowstone. I'll watch a bit of TV first. Well, I spent the night in Jackson Hole. It's a bit colder this morning, and I'm on my way to Grand Teton National Park, which is 4 miles away, and Yellowstone is 55 miles away. It's about 10:30, so I should get up there in good time. I've just entered Grand Teton National Park, and there's some of the Tetons there. I've been told that Tetons is French for titties. I'm not too sure if that's true or not, because obviously the mountains are shaped like you know what, but whatever. Through the bugs and bird shit on my windscreen here, you can see I'm now approaching, I would imagine, the Grand Teton National Park entry point, which I'll have to use my National Parks pass, I think. Well, here we are, Grand Teton National Park. It's about 11:30. I actually think I'll head straight on up to Yellowstone, but if you see any other scenic points of interest, I'll stop along the way. Looks quite a bit like the South Island in times, in autumn time. This paper here says, this is the Welcome to Grand Teton National Park paper, says, few landscapes in the world are as striking and memorable as that of the Grand Teton National Park. Well, I can think of quite a few other ones that are as striking as this, but this is beautiful. My oil lights came on, so I better just come across the convenience store in the middle of this national park, so I better see if they have any oil. Still in Grand Teton, and I have cleaned my windscreen and topped up the oil. There we go, Yellowstone National Park. Guess I'll be using my National Parks pass again.
You like a map?
Yes, please.
There you go.
Thank you very much. No molesting the animals, apparently. I took that on board as I headed into the trees. Man, look at all the dead trees. I would imagine that this park has been blighted by that beetle that was we noticed in Dixie National Forest. A lot of dead trees here. Apparently those poles on the side of the road, marked poles, are snow markers. So I imagine the snow gets pretty high at certain times of year. That's Lewis Lake apparently, and I'm on my way up to Old Faithful, the famous old geyser, and more dead trees. Still more dead trees. Okay, Old Faithful, here we come. Apparently Yellowstone's the biggest area in the world for geysers, and this will be the most famous one. Apparently going to be waiting here for it to go off. I think I'll head on up to Mammoth Hot Springs to camp tonight. They'll put me at the top of the park, and then tomorrow I can head round the Roosevelt, I think, area on the way to Cody. I'd like to do a bit of a hike as well, so I'll suss it out. Oh, and I forgot to say, apparently there's around 300 geysers in Yellowstone, so that is a fair bit. Seeing plenty of people fishing in here. A lot of thermal activity around here too, a lot of steam. Smells just like Rotorua. My bed for the night. I hope it's warm enough. Well, I'm tucked up in Mammoth Hot Springs camp. It's about 10 or 10 o'clock, and I just heard coyotes calling. Sounded like wolves, but I imagine it's a coyote. And there's the campground where I stayed last night. It wasn't too cold. Well, it wasn't as cold as Yosemite anyway. This apparently is a petrified tree, solidified by volcanic activity. It's like rock. Almost forgot to have breakfast this morning. It's 12:05. Buffalo. In the next installment, Cody, Wyoming and into the Midwest.